I stood outside the university auditorium in my graduation gown watching other families celebrate while my phone stayed completely silent. Your one click can keep these stories alive. Subscribe, because every voice deserves to be heard. Parents were hugging their kids, taking pictures, crying proud tears, but the 4 seats I saved for my family remained empty from beginning to end. I kept telling myself they were late, that traffic was bad, that Dad probably got lost again, but deep down I already knew the truth. When my name echoed through the auditorium, I walked across the stage alone. Hours later, sitting in my apartment still wearing half my gown, I opened social media and saw my entire family smiling at a luxury lakeside resort with the caption, "Perfect family weekend." My chest went numb. They hadn't forgotten my graduation. They skipped it. Then, just before midnight, my father finally called. I answered expecting at least a weak apology, but instead he said, "I need $8,000 by Friday." I thought he was joking until his voice turned cold. "You owe this family." I slowly looked at the sealed university envelope sitting on my kitchen counter, the one that could change every single thing between us. The next morning, my phone exploded before I even got out of bed. 23 missed calls. 11 texts from Mom. 6 from Tyler. Dad left a voicemail demanding I stop acting unstable and call him back immediately. I listened to it twice while making coffee in complete silence. Funny how quickly people call you unstable the second you stop obeying them. Around noon, Mom showed up at my apartment unannounced. I saw her car through the blinds before she even knocked. For a second, I considered pretending I wasn't home, but honestly, I was tired of hiding from people who had spent years feeding off my guilt. When I opened the door, she walked inside already crying. No greeting. No apology for missing my graduation. Just tears on command. "Your father didn't mean those things," she whispered dramatically. "This family is falling apart." I leaned against the counter. It was already falling apart. I was just the one holding it together. Her expression tightened for half a second before the sadness returned. That was the thing about my mother, every emotion looked rehearsed if you watched closely enough. She sat down at my kitchen table and immediately spotted the fellowship envelope beside my laptop. Her eyes locked onto it instantly. "So it's true," she said quietly. "You're leaving. Not congratulations. Not we're proud of you. Just fear. Fear that the person paying for emergencies was finally walking away." "I haven't decided anything yet," I lied. In reality, my decision was already made the moment I saw Dad's fake emails to the university. Mom lowered her voice. "Your father only contacted them because he was scared." "Scared of what?" I asked. "Losing control?" Her face changed completely at that word. 4 years, nobody in my family expected me to notice the pattern. Tyler made reckless decisions. Dad cleaned them up with money he didn't have. Mom protected everyone emotionally while quietly pressuring me to sacrifice more. And me. I was the reliable one. The quiet one. The backup bank account with feelings they ignored until needed. Mom reached into her purse and pulled out a folded paper. "Your father wanted me to show you this." It was a loan notice. $8,412 overdue. Final warning stamped across the top in red letters. "Tyler owes dangerous people," she whispered. "If we don't pay them, then Tyler faces consequences for Tyler's choices," I interrupted calmly. She stared at me like she didn't recognize me anymore. Honestly, maybe she didn't. Because the old version of me would have panicked already. I would have emptied savings, borrowed money, skipped meals, destroyed myself emotionally just to keep everyone else comfortable. But sitting there after years of manipulation finally felt like waking up from anesthesia. Painful, but clear. Mom's voice hardened slightly when she realized tears weren't working. "Your father said you accused him of stealing." "I accused him of fraud," I corrected. "Because that's what it was." She immediately stood up. "Do you hear yourself? After everything your father sacrificed?" I almost laughed. "Sacrificed what exactly?" "My college refund checks. My credit score. My future." Instead, I walked to my desk and opened a folder I'd started building after the call last night. Printed bank statements. University emails. Credit reports. Documents I should have checked years ago. I handed her a single page. Her hands started trembling before she even finished reading. Why does Dad's signature appear on a credit card opened under my name 3 years ago? She looked genuinely panicked now. I didn't know about that. But she did. Maybe not every detail, but enough. Mothers always know more than they admit. How much? I asked quietly. How much debt did he put under my name? She sat down slowly like the question physically weakened her. Your father thought he could pay it back before you noticed. There it was. Not denial. Confirmation. My chest tightened, but strangely, I didn't feel emotional anymore. Just exhausted. You all missed my graduation because Tyler needed another bailout, I said. And while I was walking across that stage alone, Dad was trying to access money he thought I received. Mom covered her face. Please don't do this. Do what? Destroy the family. That sentence almost broke me because she truly believed it. In her mind, exposing the damage was worse than causing it. Silence protected the family. Truth threatened it. I took the papers back carefully and placed them into the folder. I'm not destroying anything, I said softly. I'm just refusing to keep funding it. Mom looked at the packed suitcase near my bedroom door, then back at me. Her voice turned small. So you're really leaving? I nodded once. The fellowship starts in 2 months. She inhaled sharply like I'd slapped her. Your father will never forgive this. For the first time in years, I answered without fear. Then he finally knows how I felt yesterday. Right then, my phone buzzed again. Dad. 3 calls back to back. Then a text appeared. If you walk away now, don't ever come back. Mom saw it too. She closed her eyes like she already knew that message was coming. Another text followed seconds later. After everything we gave you. I stared at the screen for a long moment before typing my response. You gave me survival mode. I built the rest myself. Dad replied instantly. Ungrateful. That word used to crush me. Now it just sounded desperate. Because for the first time in my life, they realized guilt wasn't controlling me anymore. Mom quietly stood up to leave. At the door, she paused without turning around. Your father really did love you in his own way. I looked at the empty graduation photo frame sitting on my shelf. Maybe, I said. But love that only appears when money disappears isn't love I can trust. She left without another word. And as her car pulled away, I realized something terrifyingly freeing. They had spent years convincing me I couldn't survive without my family. But deep down, they were the ones terrified of surviving without me. 2 months later, I boarded a plane with 1 suitcase, my fellowship papers, and a silence that finally felt peaceful instead of lonely. Dad never apologized. Tyler never paid back a cent. But for the first time in my life, their chaos wasn't my responsibility. The family didn't lose me when